What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Fantasy Football Game Show brought to you by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-hosts, John Luke Garofalo and Joey Wright. What's up, boys?
What up?
Guys,
Ginger Ale.
Woohoo! Joining us today, even better than Ginger Ale, is someone the three of us haven't hung out with since the last time we saw him in Vegas in person. Back and working hard, making sure Upper Hand Fantasy is running at peak capacity. We've got the founder of Upper Hand, Faraz Siddiqi, here with us today. Faraz, thank you so much for joining us, my friend.
Let's go.
Hell yeah, man. I'm pumped. You know, it was great seeing you guys, and I'm glad that it didn't take too long for us to hang out again. So I appreciate you having me.
No, we after getting a little taste out in Vegas, we couldn't wait that long to make sure we got you back on the show, Faraz. We're glad to have you here today.
What'd you play with us last time, Faraz? You remember?
Yeah, last time we played the Spy Show.
Show. Oh man, hell of a game to start with.
That was a fun game, dude. I really liked it. You know what I like? See, I didn't know you guys so well. Like, that was like my first time on the show. But like playing that game, I was able to learn a lot about you guys, right? Because like if you know the other people, you kind of get an idea of who's doing what in that game. So it was a good time.
The best way to get to know somebody is to put them in a game where they just lie to you over and over and over again. That's how you find out if you vibe with someone. We got some people in the chat excited for today's show with Faraz. Craig in here
chat?
Says, how is a flag like Santa Claus? They both hang out at the pole.
Nice.
All right, Craig. All right. I've gotten stronger giggles from your jokes before. We got Grim in here. Says, it looks like Allen Robinson is going to Pittsburgh in a trade with the Rams. Is this a good move for Pittsburgh, or should they have gone for someone else? Faraz, I'm going to throw this one to you first. What do you think about Pittsburgh as a landing spot for A-Rob, for him and maybe for the other pieces there?
I mean, it's cool, I think A-Rob, unfortunately, I hate to use the W word, washed, but, at the end of the day, it's like, he's moving to a team where, they already have Deontay. He's their main target earner. George Pickens is on the come up. And I think, A-Rob ends up as their wide receiver 3. And, they needed a wide receiver 3. They got rid of Claypool. So I think that's where he lands. And unfortunately, I just don't think he'll be too fantasy relevant there, especially with Kenny Pickett at QB. Maybe he takes a step forward, but will he be able to support a third wide receiver, who couldn't get it done as a second wide receiver in LA? This is not, I don't think there would have been a landing spot for A-Rob that would have been way better, unfortunately, at this point of his career. So, honestly, wherever he would have landed, I don't think it would have made that much of a difference.
Joey, I know you were one of the largest A-Rob supporters on the Rams
last year,
hyping him up and your process was sound. This isn't a dunk on Joey moment. This is I'm curious going into this season with him on the Steelers. Are you back in on Allen Robinson? Because like we said, you were pretty optimistic about him last year.
That was last year. I would just like to quote my good friend Jeff Bell and what he put out today. The only thing the Allen Robinson Steelers move changes is we'll all know the name of the guy running around on the field, while Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Pat Freiermuth, and Najee Harris actually get the ball. And that's pretty much how I feel.
A complete 180 on Allen Robinson. And as much as I've enjoyed watching the player when he was in his peak, I'm with you guys. I think the ship has sailed for fantasy purposes. John Luke, you got any more optimism for him, or you just feeling bad on a human level?
It seems like every year Allen Robinson gets the inevitable hype train, right? This is finally the year. He's finally got the best quarterback of his entire career throwing to him. And then this happens. Kenny Pickett throwing to him. If that isn't sweet poetic justice, I don't know what else is.
Maybe it's all he needed. Maybe now everyone's out. We'll see Allen Robinson break out. We got Albert in here saying hello, everyone. What's up, Albert? And Victor with the good afternoon, bro. Chachos.
What up, Victor?
What's up, Victor? We love spending the afternoon with you as well. We got Dame in the chat saying hi. What's up, Dame?
What up, Dame?
In Toronto, Dave down here as well. What's up, Dave? Shout out Dave from the Toronto area.
He's celebrating.
Dave.
Joey, you've gotten instructions to check your Twitter DMs. I'm assuming more wrestling photos coming your way.
Okay.
And we got Better Boss in the chat. Hype that Faraz is on.
What
Matt,
up, Better
What's
Boss?
up, Matt? Welcome in. Scampers in the chat. Our favorite chat cat.
Meow, meow.
What's up, Scampers? And then we got Ladarius down here too. What's up,
Ladarius?
Welcome in, my friend. He said, good afternoon all. Hope all is well with all. Well, I hope all is well with all of you as well. Today,
Wow.
we brought Faraz here to play a game we call Poll Perception. Before we get into that, though, a couple reminders. First and foremost, if you're not following our friend Faraz and what he's doing over at Upper Hand Fantasy, you need to fix that right now. You can find him on Instagram at Upper Hand Fantasy, and that is the best spot to check out all they're doing. There's a handy little link in that bio as well where you can check out everything else Upper Hand has going on. After you do that, if you're watching this show, first of all, thank you so much and welcome in. Second of all, hit that subscribe button if you are on the Front Yard Fantasy YouTube channel. It's the easiest way to not forget that we're at our new old time at 3 p.m. Eastern time every day, Monday through Friday. And we're
It's
playing.
also the hardest way. It's also the only way.
It is the only way.
Yeah.
You could brute force memory it, but 5 whole days, same time every day.
we just switch things up, and we will not tell you.
We got Scott Fish in the chat saying, "Hey guys, I told my son about Joey having been on the show a lot recently. He thinks that might mean he is full-time on the show, but it's possible you aren't compensating him as such. He's concerned." Joey, I can let Joey speak to this. Fully fairly compensated, right?
Yes. I get a full, when I say a full, I mean like a full tray of peanuts every day delivered to my house by a little man in a red bow tie. I don't know why. And the fax machine's still working. I'm not complaining this much right now, Scott and Ian, but if it gets bad, I'll let you guys know.
Luckily, we threw that in your contract, so you can't sue us.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we are going to get into our game that we call Poll Perception today. I'm going to explain how it works. Then we're going to start. JL is going to be running the game for us. So I'll pass it off to him after that. This is the game that tests our contestants' understanding of the public perception of the fantasy or NFL landscape. JL found some polls online before this show started. What he's going to do is he's going to propose a poll to one of our contestants. He may ask me, "Hey, Simon, what percentage of people prefer Saquon Barkley over DeAndre Hopkins in a dynasty league?" Now, I'm going to guess the percentage of people on side A. Always that first option. I may say something like 40%. Now, Joey and Faraz, your job after that will be to say whether you think the actual answer is over or under my answer. Joey, it's the actual answer that's over.
I was
or
really
under
paying attention.
my
I don't know if you can see. I was like,
You got that, Joey?
can we do a trial run?
Yeah, it'll be called round 1. And if you mess up, you get no
Okay.
points. If that works for you. We'll go like this through 6 polls, 2 polls a person where you are setting the line until we get to our 7th and final poll, where there is no more of this over-under nonsense. You're going to be writing down your answer. Faraz, I hope you have pen and paper because it's my tradition to not tell the guests that they need it.
Yep.
And whoever's the closest on that last one will get 5 points, unless they get it exactly right, in which case they'll get 10. Whoever has the most points at the end of that 7th and final poll will be our Poll Perception champion. You guys ready?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
Well, the order today in
Let's do
today's game,
it.
we got Joey, followed by Faraz, followed by Simon, bringing up the caboose.
Faraz, I played this game about maybe like 30 times. And last week, I completely forgot how to play the game. And it was really bad. I could not get back on track.
Yeah, completely off the rails.
Completely forgot how to play the game.
That doesn't give me any confidence. This is my first time.
We threw you right into the deep end with Fantasy Spy, so you should be fine
Love
with this
it.
one.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, Joey. The first
Yep.
poll is yours.
Okay.
Here it is. Do you think the Philadelphia Eagles overpaid Jalen Hurts? Yes or no? You're answering what percentage of people chose side A in this poll?
See, that's talking about fair compensation. I think people are very excited about how much he got. I'm going to say that people said no more often. I'm going to go 37% said yes. Because a lot of the talk I saw after what they saw the contract is that wait till you see what Lamar gets. Jalen Hurts, the Eagles were really smart to sign him when they did because the guys coming after him are going to get paid so much more. So I'm going to say that people sided with no more. So 37% says yes.
All right. Joey locking in 37%. Faraz, do you think the actual percentage of people who chose side A was over or under Joey's guess of 37%?
I am going to go with under on that one. I think most people think that this was relatively fair, and I think that is a little high. I'm going with under.
Under. All right. And Simon, do you think the actual percentage is over or under Joey's guess of 37%?
First and foremost, I wanted to apologize for jumping out there. Faraz's Let's Do It was so excited and full of enthusiasm that I got intimidated as a fellow competitor and just fled for a moment. But I'm back, ready to compete. And this one's tough, Joey. I think you said a really good line on this one because as much as the general consensus does seem to be, no, we did not overrate him. He's Jalen Hurts. Like, look at what he's done for this team. Look at what he's doing in the NFL. There seems to be this contingency of NFL fans that thinks it's never the right idea to give a long-term contract to a rushing quarterback. And it's a stupid narrative that I don't agree with. I'm going to say over ever so slightly because of that narrative.
I split them.
Ooh, the ever so slight over. Joey, you successfully split the room on this one. And I'm willing to bet that we have some guesses in the chat.
I bet we do.
Oh, that was weird. Well, we got 17% from Scampers. We got 34% from Dame, 27% from Albert, 22% from Grim, and 32% from Ladarius, and then 40% from Uneasy Allies.
I would take
and Grimfan did say Queen Bee Simon. I can't click it because more comments keep coming in. But Queen Bee Simon here, that might be hard considering he didn't give a percent. But you could try. Oh, he was telling you to Queen Bee. I get that now. That makes sense.
Or he was just calling me the Queen Bee.
Queen Bee Simon.
Buzz, bitches.
Oh, Greg in here with 25%. A late guess here in the chat.
Up on those numbers.
Joey, you guessed 30. Actually, let me pull this back up. Forgot it goes away. Here we go. Do you think Philadelphia Eagles overpaid Jalen Hurts? Yes or no? Joey, you guessed 37% of people chose side A in this poll. Faraz, you took the under. Simon, you took the over. The actual percentage people who chose side A was 42%.
Ooh, I'll take it.
Joey, you are within 5 percentage points, so you are going to get 5 points. Faraz, you incorrectly guessed the over-under, so no points on this one. And Simon, you did correctly guess the over-under, so you get 2 points on this one. Well done. Well done.
I see Grim Fan was reminding me to explain the rule. Faraz, I did forget a rule. Instead of just over-under, if you think, like if you had thought Joey's answer was exactly right, you can choose to Queen Bee it. And that's you saying that you think Joey's exactly right. It's statistically improbable. It's never been hit on the show. It's solely a glory play.
How many points?
10, the same amount as the person who gets it exactly right. You'll match their points right there.
We've had people get it exactly right, but no one successfully pulled off the Queen Bee.
We need to up that to like 25 points or something. You know what I'm saying? Like if we enticing
people to do it.
If we had the cojones to go with the Queen Bee, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe subtract some points if you get it wrong. I don't know. Anyway, this is your game.
No, you know what? And, for our friend Josh, that was his policy when he hosted Poll Perception. Queen Bee was worth 15. He said, "I'm in charge. I'm the host, and it's worth more."
Love it. That was a pretty good line. That's pretty.
Well done, Joey. I want to ask you guys: do you guys think Jalen Hurts was overpaid by the Eagles? I know you, Simon, you touched on it a little bit in your answer. What do you think about this argument in general?
I think it's silly. You know what? It's not silly. I think a lot of it is rooted in something a little bit more malicious against black quarterbacks in the league. Just to put it up front, I think they use rushing quarterback as a guise to say that these black quarterbacks can't stand up to the same value that their white counterparts do. So I think whenever people say you shouldn't give a long-term contract to a rushing quarterback, whether they're aware of it or not, they may be using an argument that has been used to hold black athletes to a different standard than their white counterparts in order to get the same pay. So Jalen Hurts, what the hell else does he need to do on the field to be one of the highest, if the not highest paid quarterback in the NFL? Like, I just don't get it, man.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because the same narrative keeps happening over and over again. Like now we're seeing Justin Fields kind of go through that same thing. And if Justin Fields has a big year this year, even a bigger year than he had last year, and he starts actually passing the ball, you know, then you're like, all right, well, what do you do? But then the next quarterback is going to come down the line, you know, who gets primary, you know, who's a primary rusher, and they're going to go through the same thing, right? Lamar led the league in passing touchdowns, right? And, you know, he's still not getting the respect that he deserves, you know, from NFL fans in, you know, as a whole. So, you know, it's interesting, man. And I think, you know, it's one of those things where, like, you know, Jalen Hurts made it to the Super Bowl last year, and a lot of the comments that I've heard was like, oh wow, he really got, it's a pretty good consolation prize for someone who lost a Super Bowl. It's like, he made it to the damn game. You know what I'm saying? Like he did his thing. He made AJ Brown this wide receiver who had this, he was a rushing quarterback, but he just like elevated AJ Brown's game to a place that we haven't seen before. So you got to give the guy some credit.
Yeah, we saw that team without Jalen Hurts in it, right? It wasn't the same team. We got to see like, oh, is it just an elite Eagles team? Now, that team did not look like the same team with Gardner Minshew, who I think is an above average backup quarterback. It's not like they just threw some scrub in there.
Yeah, and Jalen Hurts, I mean, talk about underdog. We watched this guy get benched at halftime in a national championship game in college. And then Tua comes in, wins the game. And this man still finds a way to become a top quarterback in the NFL. That's perseverance. That's crazy. All the respect to him.
As a Eagles fans are probably thrilled. Like, we can say whatever we want here. If you've got Jalen Hurts locked up as your quarterback long term and the fans are happy about it, it's probably a pretty good move for the team.
Yeah.
Get your guy, pay him. Don't get cute with quarterbacks. There's only so many quarterbacks in the league even worth paying. Don't get cute. Just pay your guy if you've got him. Ravens, pay Lamar. Eagles, pay Jalen. Pay your damn
Can you
guys.
imagine if that was you? If you got benched at halftime and then your competition came in and won?
Would that demotivate me, or would I transfer to Oklahoma and win the Heisman?
That's how I feel every time Jay comes on the show for me.
Oh, nice. Reverse burn. You're nice to him. All right.
Oh wait, yeah, no, I was nice to him, wasn't I? Oh.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well done. Well, Joey, you are in the lead, but this game has just begun. Faraz, we are getting into your poll. You ready, my friend?
Let's go.
Before Faraz goes, can I add one more important thing on Jalen Hurts?
Please.
How the hell do the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles, maybe from a neutral fan, the most unlikable team in the NFL, have the most likable quarterback in the NFL, though? Know what I mean? Like, that seems unfair. They're slowly forcing us to be Eagles fans with Jalen Hurts in there. It just seems like such a dichotomy between their fans and what we have here. Like, I know Jay Wall. He doesn't deserve Jalen Hurts on his team. He deserves like Davis Mills
Blaine
or
Gabbert.
Mason Rudolph or Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah, Mason
like
Rudolph is exactly
right. That's who they deserve. But instead, they got Jalen Hurts over there.
Lucky duckies. All right, Faraz, here is your next poll here. Who has a stronger arm, Kenny Pickett or Bryce Young? What percentage of the public chose side A in this poll?
Which arm?
I'm going to go with, I think, something similar to what we saw. I think most people think that Bryce Young has a stronger arm, I would say. So I'm going to go with 32%.
32%, locking that in?
33%.
33%. Final answer. All right. Simon, do you think the actual percentage was over or under Faraz's guess of 33% on side A?
I think that's a really good line, Faraz. I was thinking right around that range. But I think the saving grace here may be people were so bothered by the complete bore of a season that Kenny Pickett gave us on the field that they're going to forget anything that they knew about him in the pre-draft process. So even if he does have a strong arm, people are just going to think, oh, well, I saw him throw the ball 3 yards at a time on the field last season. We saw no evidence of a strong arm on the field last year. I'm going to say under. The hype goes to the rookie and the guy who didn't dink and dunk for 2 yards the entire season.
All right, Simon taking the under. Joey, what do you think? Over or under Faraz's guess of 33%?
Yeah, I'm going to go under. If he would have stayed at 32, I'd have queen bead, but I'll go under.
Dang.
Oh, I hope it's 33. I hope Faraz is exactly right.
I hope it's 32%, so Joey can be so mad that he didn't queen bee.
No, I couldn't. There's no way I could get the queen bee because he changed to 33.
Now, yeah. All right. Oh, yeah, I guess I see what you're saying. Well, we got some good guesses here in the chat. We got Grim with 0%. That's a guess.
Wow.
Uneasy Allies, 37%. Victor, 22. 25 from Albert. Dame with 18%. Craig with 25. And Mr. Scramblers with 17% here in the chat.
Meow.
Meow. And he also said, wait, with or without gloves? No idea what you're talking about, but with gloves.
When you never answered my question of which arm.
Oh, that makes sense. Left arm, both gloves. All right. we had a poll here. Here we go.
We did.
Who has a stronger arm, Kenny Pickett or Bryce Young? I asked what percentage of the public chose side A. Faraz, you told me 33%. You guessed. Simon said under that, and Joey also said under that. You reverse split the room. Well, the actual percentage of people who chose what?
Just reverse split the room tickles me every time.
Every time, yeah. So stupid. Well, the actual percentage of people who chose Kenny Pickett was 29% for us.
Okay, pretty good for everyone.
You were 4 percentage points away for us. So you were going to get 5 points in this. And Simon and Joey, you both correctly guessed the over-under. So you're each going to get 2 points. Well done.
I am losing so far, but I've done everything I could. I'm playing a perfect game through 2 questions. So we'll see if that continues.
You are.
I know I'm in last, though.
I will tell you right now, you are absolutely in last.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for the confirmation, Jay.
But you have the opportunity to go into first place, Simon.
But you do, because you have not had your poll yet. The score is Joey 7, Faraz 5, Simon 4. Simon 4. Boom. Let's go.
I'm feeling good. I was a little nervous, I have to say, because that was a tough question. That was a tough question. Okay, just for the record.
So I wanted to ask you guys, where do you stand on the Kenny Pickett future train here? Is Kenny Pickett the franchise quarterback for the Steelers?
We'll know more.
Yeah. I think it was a product of a rough draft class last year. And I think that's the only reason why he was even taken that high as he was. He's just not an ideal quarterback. And we saw last year, he had good weapons, man. Like, I think Deontay Johnson's a much better receiver than his stats showed last year. Obviously, he got the targets, got the target share, but he's a much better receiver than, what he outputted. And I think that was a result of Pickett. I think other, better rookie quarterbacks could have came in and done a little bit of a better job. So, I'm not super high on Pickett, to be honest with you. I know they're going to give him another shot. They brought in Allen Robinson to, I think, help him, or maybe they're sabotaging him. I'm not sure.
Yeah, just distract him.
But he got Pickens. This is, I think it's a make or break year for him. But I didn't see enough last year where I thought that, maybe he has some sort of future. I would love to see some more, some moments at least to say like, okay, I see that. I see what he could do there, but I didn't really see a lot of that last year.
I think my ceiling moved for him. Like when he was drafted, it looked a little bit more like maybe this could be I don't know, Derek Carr type player eventually, right? We could have Kenny Pickett. He's not going to be the superstar league MVP every year, but maybe he could throw together a magical season, keep the team in competition, but I just don't see it anymore. I see more like, I don't know, like Andy Dalton, and that seems like a stretch at this point. Like I haven't seen even enough from him to say that he could be the long-term starter for a team for 5+ years in the current state of the NFL. Because if teams don't have their guy, they move on. If teams have their guy, they move on. So Kenny Pickett, if there's not massive improvement, I don't see him moving with the Steelers past this rookie deal.
I think that if they move to like more of a run first team, Kenny Pickett could be their franchise quarterback when he doesn't have to do as much, because we had Chris Towers on his show. He was talking about Jalen Warren as a pass catching running back and just pushing Najee to those early downs just to let him run and be a run first team. I think might be a way for the Steelers to succeed and maybe kind of unlock Pickett a little bit where he's not relied on as much, improve that defense. Kind of like with the Steelers, their identity in the 70s was like run the ball and great defense. And then your quarterback, sorry, Terry Bradshaw, he's a Hall of Famer, but that defense in the running game did carry him to his Hall of Fame. So maybe that might be a solution.
I agree with all you guys. I don't think the Steelers have to make a decision on this for a while now. At least they have time. Yeah. They can settle. The way that they're building their franchise back up has been, they can just sit here with Kenny Pickett. He's good enough and build around him, build up that team around him, and then see if he's the real deal or not. That it's almost like a trial period, right? Like this is his trial. This is him being tried out. And I agree with I forget which one you said it, but like that this is like if he doesn't do well this year, it's going to start to heat up for sure. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get into our next poll. But before we do, Scott Fish says, I've been looking into peanut delivery and also hiring a specific person to do so. It looks like it's $60 to $150 a day. So if Joey's getting that daily, we must be spending $55,000 a year on peanut deliveries. And that's absolutely true.
C says this doesn't feel like a good business model. And Scott, I just want to challenge that assertion. You're looking at this through the lens of normal businesses, through the society that we live in. We're not trying to create a company that's successful by normal standards. We want it to be successful by the number of peanuts that our employees own standards.
Mr. Peanut.
So while you may track revenue, we track peanuts per employee, PPE.
PPE.
Now that Scott breaks it down in dollars and cents, I'd really rather just have the money than the peanuts, guys. I'll be honest. Like,
and our next poll coming up. Let's move on. Wow, I thought that would get a laugh. I guess not. I guess I got Joey's feedback.
It's not funny when you're trying to, limit someone in their ceiling.
That's true.
Like,
that's true.
Keep hitting it.
We'll give you a peanut raise.
Okay. Yes, I got a raise. All right. All right.
Whoops, that's not supposed to come up.
Whoa.
Well, our next poll, Simon's. All right, Simon, you ready?
Yep.
Here it is. Who has more leverage? Packers or Jets? Packers or Jets? What percentage of people chose Packers in this poll?
Spicy question.
Mm-hmm.
Leverage. It's an interesting question because it's just like it's specifically asking about the leverage here. And you could really you could twist this narrative either way. In fact, I've seen fans of both teams do it. Twist the narrative either way. The Packers argument, they have Rodgers. He's on their team. Know what I mean? If the Jets want him, they have to go through the Packers to get Aaron Rodgers. And who do the Jets have at quarterback? Zach Wilson, and that's it? Have they signed anybody else at this point? Or is it just they've only have their backup quarterback on the roster? They've already named him the backup, and they don't have a starting quarterback.
Excuse me, Tim Boyle.
Sorry, you're right. I apologize, Tim Boyle.
Thank you.
Backup quarterback to Tim Boyle on that. Oh, and we've got Chris Trevor.
By the way, guys,
as well.
watch what you say about the Jets. Okay, just watch. Just letting you guys know right now. Listen, I'm letting you guys know up front. You know what I mean? Because I don't want you guys to say anything hurtful.
You jumped in here before the nice words were starting. I'm making the Packers argument now. They got the quarterback. The Jets don't. There's all the leverage there. Now, on the other side of this, though, the Jets have the team. They have been building this team, and all they're missing is that quarterback, right? So they have the team that they want to fill with an Aaron Rodgers, hypothetically. They've got the defense that we saw last year. They've got the head coach turning things around. They've got the money to be able to pay Aaron Rodgers, and they've got the draft picks that the Packers need. Where the Jets' leverage comes from is the Packers don't want to pay Aaron Rodgers $60 million. That's so much money.
Nice touch, Faraz.
What has more leverage? The Packers not wanting to pay $60 million or the Packers having Aaron Rodgers? What desire is stronger? The Packers not wanting to pay $60 million or the Packers not wanting Aaron Rodgers in their locker room? Because one side leans towards the Packers, one side's lean towards the Jets. I'll say the Jets have more leverage, but ever so slightly, and I'm going to say 45% on the Packers.
45% Packers. Locking that in?
No idea. Yeah, I'm locking it in, but I have no idea.
All right, Joey, is the actual percentage over or under Simon's guess of 45%?
Well, I'll have you know that I had to Google what leverage means. No, I'm kidding. I think Simon covered all the points really well, but he left one thing off, and that's how much people hate the Packers with Aaron Rodgers. And I think people just spite pick the Jets on this poll. So I'm going to go under because I think, the answer's under.
All right, Joey locking in the under. Faraz, you think the actual percentage that chose side
I don't even know. I forgot what the percentage was. I don't even need to know. I'm going higher. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even want to know. I'm assuming it was like what? Was it 40 something? Is that what it was?
45.
45%.
Yeah, I'm going higher. I'm going higher on this one. I think I've gotten a decent idea of how Twitter feels about this because
they're idiots.
You've been in all of those threads
on Jets Twitter. I think I'm pretty confident. I'm going to look really stupid if it's lower, but I'm going to say pretty confidently that it's higher. I would say. I do think that I think the Jets have higher leverage than people think, but it seems like you guys think the Jets have more leverage, so that's good. I think you guys are pretty reasonable people. That's why I joined the show, because I thought you guys were really reasonable, nice people.
We try.
So yeah, I'm going higher on this one personally.
All right, Faraz, taking over. Split the room.
You had that pretty green glow behind you the entire time, Faraz, or did that just kick on?
Just came on.
Wow, we talk about the Jets, and it's like a sign from God, and not a button on your remote that got the lights on behind you.
It wasn't me. I don't control.
It's incredible.
This, so
it's incredible. God is a Jets fan. We learned today.
God is a Jets fan. Can you imagine?
God is not a Jets fan.
God is a Jets fan. Keep me out of it.
If God's a Jets fan, he's really played the long game. That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, God did send his son down here, and he didn't have a good time.
Please.
So
maybe Robert
see him
Saleh's
being a
here for a
Jets fan.
reason. We'll see. All right, we got our guesses locked in from the contestants here. Simon guessed 45%. They split the room. We got an under from Joey, over from Faraz. We got some guesses here in the chat. We got 35 from the man himself,
there we
J-Wall.
go, J-Wall.
Don't rewind, J-Wall. We only said nice things about you. 44% from Grim,
Yeah,
27 from Dame, 66
Yeah, Dame.
From Dave. We got 43 from Allies, 41 from
Yeah.
Victor, 35 from Craig, 33 from Albert, and 23 from the Cat. Oops, didn't mean to flash those comments too quickly. My bad. Well, let me pull back the poll so that we can see it. We can all see it. Who has more leverage, the Packers or the Jets? Simon, you guess 45%?
Indeed, I did.
The actual percent is 51%.
Nice guess.
No,
So pretty good.
but-
You were 6
yeah,
percentage points
pretty
away.
Good, but whenever these guys were like within 5, it's past the threshold. I'm in a hole now.
You're in the hole now.
No, you got 3. It's 777.
It's
I
tied
think.
up. We
That's
just hit the roulette, or not roulette, freaking what's it called? Slots. Jackpot. 777. Let's go.
I guess it does add up. My math is off. So it checks out, Jail. I'm done pouting. I'll get my smile back on.
Look, now your smile's back. All
So-
sevens.
Scott here said, what if our entire existence is simply the world surrounding God playing with the Jets on Madden, and he put it on the hardest level trying to win that way?
Oh my God. So like in Madden, you're saying that there's an entire, like they simulate the entire rest of the universe along with the games. That's
so that
wild.
there's all the external factors going into play as well. On like,
Oh, that's
if
that's
there's
wild.
a pandemic, your season ends just all of a sudden.
That's
Oh,
not
man,
Charles
what do we do?
Davis's voice. That's Charles Davis. That is Charles Davis.
For all the people saying that we live in a simulation, God is saying, nope, Madden is the simulation.
That is a simulation.
So wait, so that means when Tebow came to the Jets, that was like planned.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah.
But then even God was like, "Oh God, okay."
Never mind. Different chosen one.
You live, you learn. You
Oh
know.
man.
All right. Well, let's get into our. Actually, before we get into our next one, I want to ask you guys about this Packers Jets situation. I know we talked about it a little bit, but what do you think the most likely way this plays out is? Real quick.
Aaron
I think
Rodgers
Aaron
ends
Rodgers-
up on the Jets, and
Yeah.
it's just a drawn out, annoying process, and it involves some combination of the first and seconds that they've talked about, and that's probably the most likely outcome. I just can't imagine Aaron Rodgers sitting behind Jordan Love for $60 million.
Yeah, I couldn't believe his MVP odds.
I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers like told the Jets that it's okay to have this drag out until even after the draft. And he gave them a reason for that. The only reason that I could hear in my head is saying that like, hey, the longer you drag this out, the more people talk about me. So like this is great for everybody. I'll be on the Jets and I'll be in the news every day. So
Right.
win-win.
Honestly, it's likely that there is that reasoning there.
And the Jets, like, if nothing happens, sure, the Jets don't have a quarterback, but they don't have a quarterback for $0. Right. Like, the closer this gets to the season, the more urgency there is for the Packers to move on from Aaron Rodgers. That's a franchise potentially. That's a big hurdle for a franchise to overcome. It's paid $60 million to a backup quarterback. So I'm with you, Faraz. I don't think there's any need for the Jets to rush this because they can figure something out. Know what I mean? It wouldn't be ideal, but they could sign a free agent quarterback, and make something work for the season more than like bowing down to the Packers and what they're asking for.
And not only that, like, all the quarterbacks are off the market at this point, right? And I wish that our GM, someone asked our GM and said like, hey, like, it would be nice to maybe go after Lamar potentially. He's like, yeah, I feel like that would be, I'll be negotiating in bad faith if we did that. And then you ask the Packers GM the same question and they're like, yeah, would you explore other teams for an Aaron Rodgers trade? And they're like, yeah, like maybe, so I feel like even though the Jets are doing everything they can, ever since they hired their OC Nathaniel Hackett, ever since that happened, they've been lining up all the cards for Aaron Rodgers to join, right? But it's like, if someone like Lamar is available, someone who could be our future, like if we trade for Lamar now, we have a shot at the playoffs, making a run next season, but then he's also our future, right? Aaron Rodgers might just end up, retiring after 1 year.
Right.
Take a Super Bowl like Grimm predicted a couple months ago with the Jets and right off into the sunset.
I would love it.
I need to sort the go ahead, Joe.
No, you go. I forgot.
I need to sort the details of this, but there's after June 1st, the Packers end up saving more money if they deal him after June 1st. So I think that might be one of the reasons I might be being held up. I'd seen a tweet about it a while ago, and I read a story, and I just pulled that story up, but I couldn't get through it in time. But they'll save more money if they do it after June 1st.
Unless it's on the onion. Side. There's something there.
Unless it's on the onion. Scott Fish said it was fun hanging with Faraz in Vegas. It was. It's a ton of fun.
Hell yeah. Scott's the man, dude.
Scott is the man.
Scott.
He's trying to get me more money, so I like Scott a lot.
Scott is the man. So if he still won't help me find a 4-leaf clover. And Scamper said Charles Davis is the voice of God. I was talking to Maria about this because she doesn't know who Charles Davis is. And I was describing it to her. I was like, I don't know that there's a voice that's more comforting than his. Because it like reminds me of the Madden nostalgia along with football nostalgia. So like whenever I hear him anywhere, I'm just immediately transported back to childhood.
What's the inverse of that? What's the most alarm? Ty Pennington from Extreme Makeover Home Edition. That might be the most alarming voice to hear.
Yeah.
Guy Fieri.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning, right family. Yeah, Rio, Rosie.
Oh God, no, thank you.
We've invited everyone you know and love to see what a bad situation you're in, and we're gonna put it on national television.
What if Ty Pennington was their officiant at their wedding? I think that's now what I want to happen at their wedding.
Do you?
And then when she walks down the aisle, there's a picture of a house, and then it parts, and then there's Maria in a beautiful dress.
This is beautiful. We should just have you guys plan the wedding.
I've been trying. I've sent Maria my ideas.
Yeah, so. You did. Let's get into our next poll here. We are heading into our second round, which means there's a new mechanic. Simon, you want to explain it?
Absolutely. There's two more options here instead of just over, under, and queen bee. We now have a way over and way under option. These are double or nothing mechanics when you think your opponent is very wrong. So none of the guesses last time would have qualified because they need to be 15 percentage points or more away. So if you think your opponent made a guess that is 15 or more away, you can say way over or way under, depending on which side you think they're wrong. If you are correct, if they are 15 or more away, you'll get 4 points instead of the normal 2. But let's say you said way over and it's only 11 percentage points over, or heck, even all the way up to 14 percentage points over, you're going to get nothing, 0 points for that. So there's an extra risk involved, but there's some extra biscuit involved as well. So choose wisely when it's your turn.
All right, Joey. You were going first this round, as you did last round. Are you ready?
I am.
So Tim said, "That is no god of mine."
Was the Jets fan?
The Jets
or
fan.
Charles Davis?
I think it's the Jets fan. I don't know how Tim feels about Charles Davis. All right. Where is it? Here we go. All right, Joey.
Okay.
If you're trying to win now, which side are you taking? Justin Jefferson and Brandon Ayuk, or Garrett Wilson plus 2023 first round second pick, or a 2024 first round pick? What percentage of the public chose side A?
Yeah, so it's going to be side A. If you're trying to win now, that 2024 pick, unless you're going to use it as trade bait, no. The 2023 102, you're probably not going to get Bijan. If it was the 101, okay, I think we have something here, but we don't. So I'm going to go. How high am I going to go? I don't want to give them room for way over. Way under. I got to.
I will do it. I will do it.
I'm going to go 73% side A. Yeah, that's
73%. Locking that in.
Yeah, because I've done this before. I've gone a little higher, and then I would have gotten it right on. So I'm going to lock it in at 73.
Okay, 73% for Oz. Do you think the actual percentage of people who chose side A was over, under, way under, or exactly right as Joey's guess of 73%.
This is a really good line, dude.
Thank
I
you.
would have, I can't go way higher, obviously, because that would be what, 80? I'll be up to what, 80?
88%.
That is math. That's correct.
That is math.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go higher, but it might not be by much. But I'm going to go higher. Just like when you see Jefferson, you're like, yes, win now. Yeah. It's like, it doesn't matter. But I agree with you. It's the 102. So it's like, do people believe that either JSN or Gibbs, would get it done for them this year to the point of being able to give up Jefferson? So I think I'm going with higher on this one.
All right, taking the over on Joey's guess. Simon, do you think the actual percentage is over, under, way over, or way under, or exactly right as Joey's guess, 73%?
I'm at a crossing roads here in this game.
Crossing roads.
I either stick with Faraz and we go into the next round together, win or lose, or
Do it.
I think this is a poll, especially with the words "win now" in there and Justin Jefferson on Sunday, that could be verging on the 90% territory. Like I really think it could go that high. Win now, and you've got a 24 first in there. That's where a lot of the value on that side of the trade is coming from. I'm taking the way over. I'm separating myself, Roz. Either you're pulling ahead of me or I'm pulling ahead of you, but you didn't quite go high enough to box me out of it, Joey. I'm taking it.
All right, Simon taking the way over on Joey's guess. Faraz taking the over. I was gonna make a split the room joke, but it made my brain hurt, so I didn't.
See, this is tough because I'm so high on Ayuk, so I'm trying to check myself a little bit and take the percentages down. But man, let's go. Let's see him.
We got 89% from J Wall, 73 from Dame, 77 from Uneasy Allies, 81% from Victor, 91% from Grimfan.
Oh, that's what I like to see, Grim.
84 from Dave, and Albert was 69. We got a double pair of guesses of 69 here. Scampers and Albert.
I'll take a naughty boy answer on this one for sure.
With the naughty boys in the chat. Darius Brown was 77%. All good guesses.
Yes.
But only one is correct, maybe. I don't know. I actually didn't check that. I just admit it.
The worst.
The actual percentage of people who chose side A in this poll was 68%.
What?
Yeah. Let's go.
What?
Joey, keeping points from everybody and keeping them all for yourself. You were within 5 percentage points, so you were going to get 5 points.
I think people who play Dynasty don't even know what win now means. People are so obsessed with the picks and the rebuild that they're like, win now. Well, this first is this year. That's kind of like win now. And 2024 is a big number. And in fantasy, you win by getting the biggest number.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll make me win now.
I don't know.
I'm baffled.
This should be a lot higher.
I think I can explain the reasoning.
Okay.
I think Garrett Wilson's value is so inflated that it's actually close to Justin Jefferson. So you could really make the argument that Justin Jefferson is just a little bit of a boost for Garrett Wilson here, or over Garrett Wilson. And then it just becomes Ayuk plus that difference for a first this year and a first next year, in which case I'm interested maybe taking that trade if I believe in Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I can see that. I think also when you're looking at this trade too, it's like if you're just looking at it from the perspective of which side wins, right? And not necessarily looking at it from a win now mode. Maybe you're looking at that second side. You're looking at B as the better overall option, which I do think, I think Garrett Wilson plus the 102 and plus 2020. I like that. And I might prefer that side just overall in a vacuum. So maybe, some people who are answering this poll, might kind of look at it through that lens as well. But I think
that's a great point. Fair value for Justin Jefferson is 3 firsts, and that's what this is. It's Garrett Wilson and 2 other firsts. So that's fair dynasty value for Justin Jefferson. So that's a great point. Reading comprehension may not always be a strong point in these polls, and you see the names, you see these 2 sides, and you pick which side you like better. Context changes all of it. Damn.
The first, for whenever I first read this poll, like that first little clause, or if you're trying to win now. Who is not trying to win now? Everybody should be trying to win now. It's just like a
Simon. You were trying to. You're worried about me, but Joey's here. Joey's over here.
Joey's the villain the whole time.
Don't worry about it. He'll fall.
He'll fall. He always does.
It's part of the plot.
He gets paid in peanuts. He needs.
I'm gonna take all the Coles cash. I'm gonna stack it up really beautifully and light it all on fire. Just to watch it burn.
It's fine. It was all expired anyway.
No more graphic tees for front yard fantasy.
No more long socks.
No more Lilo and Stitch and/or Dr. Pepper tea on a random Wednesday at Kohl's with your mother.
No more jeans with weird seams. All right. On that note, let's get into our next poll. Faraz, this one is yours. Do you trust? Oh, I'm sorry. This is the wrong one. I put that one up twice now on accident. Who are you drafting? Jackson Smith and Jigba or Jahmyr Gibbs? What percentage of the public chose Jackson Smith and Jigba in this poll?
Okay, I think JSN's the right answer here. But people love Jahmyr Gibbs. They really do. And I'm assuming, and this is a very open-ended question because it's not like who are you choosing in a rookie draft or who are you drafting in 2023, right? Like, we don't know. People could be interpreting this differently.
This could be a celebrity snowball fight draft like we've done on the show before.
I think I'm gonna in a vacuum. I think JSN's a little bit more popular lately, especially. And is there a time, like, when was this poll taken? Do we know? Is that public information?
I can tell you.
Okay, please do.
This poll is from within the last. All of these polls are within the last week, and so
within the last week. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Except for the last one. That one comes from 1743. If
JSN.
Yeah, 1743. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 71%. I'm gonna go with 71% for JSN.
71% locking that in.
Let's do it.
All right, 71%. I like it, Simon. The actual percentage over or under for Raz's guess, 71% or way over or way under. Could be that.
I'm drafting JSN here, but I know people do love running backs. And as we get closer to rookie drafts every year, it does seem like the running backs start inching their way up. Like even players that people weren't super excited about or had doubts about. Jahmyr Gibbs, smaller doubts than some of the other running backs further down in the draft. I'll take the under. I think it should be over, but I'm going to take the under for Raz's guess.
I'm taking the under. Joey, what do you think?
I mean, this could be like if you're driving on the road and you see one of them, which one are you drafting behind? But I don't think it's that. That's a Craig joke there for you. Yeah, I'm trying to buy time because I'm
aerodynamics.
I would answer JSN.
Always lands.
I'm going to go under as well, just slightly though, not way under.
Just.
Would you say 75? You said 71?
I said 71. I said 71.
You want to change it, Joey, before I lock it in?
No, stay under. I take this to heart because I don't get to come back if I lose.
That's true. That is true. All right. All right. Simon.
That's me.
I don't know why I said Simon. You just appeared and I said Simon. We got some guesses here in the chat. We got 77% from Dave. We got 67 from Jay Wall. We got 72 from Dave, other Dave Fantasy, 66 from Allies, 50% from Victor, and 59% from Ladarius. And then Dane was 73%. Oh, and two late minute ones. Scampers with 88, Albert with 75. Well, I pull this up. Pull this back up. This is the worst. All right, here we go. Who are you drafting? Jackson Smith and Jigba or Jahmyr Gibbs? Faraz, you get 71%. The actual percent was 84%.
Oh.
You were 13 percentage points away, which means you are still going to get a point, Faraz, in this one. Simon and Joey, you both incorrectly guessed the over-under, so you're getting 0.
Wait. I have
no idea. I have no idea how the point system works, so I get way too excited, and then I end up with like 1 point, and I'm just like, I'll take it.
That's how it happens. That's how it happens.
I celebrated thinking I was correct on that one, but turns out I did say under, and the number I said I thought I could have sworn was a lower number. But that's me. I think I even heard the number properly. Just forgot, which numbers were bigger and which numbers were smaller.
It's surprising that it's that high.
Now?
Me.
That's a really high number.
It is. It is. Let's see. Was anybody close in the chat?
I don't know.
Somebody
Probably
said
some
80 something.
Nerd.
84.
Scamper said 88.
88, 4 percentage points off. Well done. Well done. And we got Bob Harris in the chat. He says,
hey,
I just got JSN and Gibbs at 106 in the Dynasty Superflex rookie draft. I'm very proud of myself. I was totally 84% sure JSN should have been first. See, Bob, you would have gotten 10 points probably. Would have got 10 points. All right, let's get into our next round. Simon,
Let's do it.
one's yours.
Excuse me.
Faraz gets a
Where's
point.
my
Yeah.
where's my 1 point? Please. Thank you.
Good call. Good call. I have it in my other sheet. I just don't have it
Oh,
updated.
Simon.
And where's my 1 point?
Yet. Up your butt.
I was gonna say up your butt.
Classic.
My I feel like my girlfriend and I almost never started
Where's this
dating
going?
because one of our first interactions when we were friends, she lost her phone, like truly
Her
lost, never found it. Like it was a bad day where her brand new cell phone went missing,
Oh.
and she walked in and she's looking everywhere for it. And I was like, "Have you checked up your butt?" And she was truly upset with me. Did not think it was funny. It was before, like we were not on the level. Like it's like going up to someone who's like angry in public that you like have met one time and ask them if they've looked up their own ass or whatever they're angry about. Like you can't just do that to strangers or even acquaintances.
Did she ever find her phone?
No, and she never.
Yeah, it was
looked
up her butt.
either. Yeah, she
Oh, I
didn't
was gonna
check.
say.
So
Yet.
to this day, we still don't know if the
We still
phone
don't
is
know.
or is
It'd be
not
there.
where I said.
Do you
Tell
have
her
the
to-
original?
Just
Oh,
tell
she
her
probably
to
should.
check there, dude. Like you're just being stubborn at this point.
Yeah, it's not that hard. All right, let's get into our next poll. We're running a little low on time. Simon,
Let's
this
do
one's
it.
yours.
Let's do it.
Oh, yep.
Do you trust the NFL in terms of appropriately drafting the wide receivers you want in Dynasty? Yes or no? What percentage of the public chose yes in this poll?
What does this mean? Are the Rams going to get there and be like, with the 31st pick, I select wide receiver Jackson Smith and Jigba? Like, is that what inappropriately drafting a wide receiver looks like?
Let me get my little book out to write that
Sure.
timestamp down.
Oh my god,
what
the
are they-
gyrations.
What are they asking here? Are they
Dear
going to be
Lord.
appropriate up on that stage?
Simon, what was that?
every single year the draft happens, and I'm sitting there like, none of these wide receivers are in any of the places that we all talked about being great spots for wide receivers before the draft. So I think most people have that feeling, and they're going to be on the no side of this. I'll say 21% selected yes.
21% selected.
I
Yeah, I
can't
can't
focus.
finish this game. All right, 21%. Locking that in, Simon.
I would like to lock that in.
All right, locked in. Who's next?
Over.
Joey.
I can't think.
Just over. All right.
Yeah.
Faraz, is the actual percentage of people who chose side A in this poll over, under, way under, exactly right? A Simon's guess of 21%.
Way over.
Way over. Way over. All right. Lock that in. We got
Frost
some
thinks
guesses.
they're wearing
Lock it in.
turtlenecks on draft day.
Turtlenecks. So inappropriate.
And that's appropriate.
35% from J-Wall. Tim said 0%. 39% from Allies. 34 from Grim. Albert with 27%. Dame from 17% guess. Well done. Well done. Well, the actual percentage of people who chose side A in this poll was
Come on.
47%.
Boo! Boo!
47% Faraz nailed the way over. It's going to get you 4 points. Well
Whoa.
done. Joey, you correctly guessed the over. You are going to get 2 additional points. Simon, unfortunately, you were outside of the 15-point range, so no points in that one.
Could you lie and say Joey guessed under? That way, when I get the last one right, we all end in exactly a tie.
Yeah, I got you.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Just leave Joey at 12, bump Faraz up to 12, and then make sure I win the last one.
Okay. Yeah, we could totally do that. We got Darius in here with the super chat said, made my whole
Let's
day,
go.
Simon.
I think that makes me officially a professional dancer.
Yes.
I stream with you every single day. Rarely do you do something that catches me so off guard that I have no idea where it's going to go next. Today is that day.
I'm
You
updating
earned
my
all
Twitter
5 of
bio.
those digital dollars.
Oh,
in your
thank you.
digital
dollars.
G-string.
Mm.
Bob Harris said, am I just here for butt talk? Maybe I am. And maybe I am.
Can we save that? That's an endorsement if I
That
ever
is
had it.
that's a testimonial on the site for sure.
Bob Harris.
Bob Harris. Oh my God, I want to do that so bad. Bob, I'm going to DM you and ask your permission. All right, final poll. Contestants, you are going to, this one's going to work a little differently than our previous polls. You're going to need a pen and paper, something just, you could use your phone. It's just something to write down on because you're all going to write down your guesses and then reveal them at the same time. The closest contestant is going to get 5 points. If any of the contestants share an answer, they will share the same reward or lack thereof. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Faraz, you got something?
I have 13,
Yes.
don't I?
I do.
You'd think we'd let you know ahead of time, but we don't.
He'll fix it while we're answering, Joey.
Yeah, I got points. I don't think.
All right, the poll. The final poll is what is the best cookie? Sugar cookie, chocolate chip, funfetti, or Samoas? I almost said samosas. Good catch, JL.
Ooh,
What
but a
percentage of the
samosa-
public chose side A, sugar cookie?
Yeah. And give me a vegetable samosa with some of that mint jelly stuff over any cookie.
You know what's messed up? Like I actually had samosas for lunch today, and of course, like the Indian dude like had samosas today for lunch, and like I never, you know what I mean? Like it's just so random.
I mean, it's
But yes,
delicious.
I saw samosas as well, and I'm like, everyone chose D.
Yeah, come on. Not even a competition.
Hmm.
The samosa is way more versatile than any of these cookies.
100%. All right, I got an answer.
Oh, you got it. That's quick.
I got one as well. And guys,
I have
while we're
one as
waiting
well.
for us to get all of our answers in here, I did want to remind everybody watching us here on BSN that if you're enjoying what we're doing here and maybe you want to hear some people talk about golf in a little bit more of an intellectual way than we would be capable of doing, Tuesdays are for Tour Junkies on Better Sports Network. So you can join David Barnett and Pat Perry a little bit later today at 7 p.m. Eastern time on bettersports.com and on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook for some PGA Tour talk as well. And now I think it's time for me to reveal my answer. in this
And before you reveal, we need to hit this comment. Scott said, fun fact, I respect Bob Harris so much, I shave my head. I'm not actually bald. It's done out of respect for Bob.
The idea. You know what?
Too nice.
And I moderately respect Bob, but I resent it. That's why I'm losing my hair, but I'm growing it out. The receding hairline is the modicum of respect I have, and the hair down to my nipples is
It's
the
out of spite for Bob.
is
It's
pure
just
spite towards the
bias.
respect that I feel towards
That's
Bob
a
Harris.
statement. All right, contestants, reveal your answers. Faraz with 7%, Joey with 28%, and Simon with 11%. Joey said 28%.
Yeah, I'm a little high.
Well, shouldn't say that on the stream, man. All right. We got guesses here. Let me throw the caption up again. What is the best cookie? Sugar cookie, chocolate chip, funfetti, or Samoas? Samoas, nailed it. Simon, you guessed 11%. Faraz, 7%. Joey, 28%. And the actual percentage was
Come on.
11%.
Yes! God is real and he loves hip gyrations, baby.
The dance did it. You got a victory. somehow.
Yes.
Boom.
Oh my God.
Don't call it a comeback. It was all scripted from the beginning.
Simon.
Unbelievable.
Amazing.
Truly unbelievable.
Oh man, that got my heart racing at the end of that show right there. 17 points, baby, coming out. And I believe you robbed some points from our competitors. Joey ended with 14. Faraz, I believe, had 12 there at the end. But Faraz, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come and play some pool perception today with us, my friend.
Hell yeah, man. That was a lot of fun. I hope to come back on soon.
Absolutely. We got to get you back on to play some more games with us. It's been awesome hanging with you.
You the man, Faraz.
Hell yeah,
Everybody in the
appreciate you guys.
chat, if you are not already following our friend Faraz and
Do it.
Upper Hand Fantasy, make sure you go and follow his Instagram at Upper Hand Fantasy. There's a nice little link in that bio as well to make sure you can check out all the awesome stuff they're doing over there. That is going to be it for us today, though. Thank you again, Faraz, and thank you everybody in the chat for coming in and hanging out with us on a
Love
whatever day of the week it is afternoon. We'll be back tomorrow,
Right.
whatever day of the week that is afternoon, and the days following that, unless it's a
Sunday.
Saturday or Sunday. So come hanging out with us every day, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Until tomorrow, though, we are out of here. Enjoy the rest of your weekday. Adios, everyone.
Bye-bye.
I really
Bye.
can't remember what day it is.
I'm trying to
guys.
burp
so
for the if
sorry.
you can follow, you can burp. I'm trying to